Hello ladies and gentlemen, RP2 Vision would like to welcome you to another edition of AEW Dynamite Recap show. Without further ado, here's your host, Ronald Ray.
Hello, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to this week's AEW ROH Dynamite Recap. Yes, this is me trying to be funny. Since there's a lot of Ring of Honor stuff on the Dynamite shows, I try to make a logo that kind of copied the WCW NWO when that thing was going on, so they would always have WCW NWO presents Nitro or presents Starrcade or whatever pay-per-view. Anyway, this week's show takes place in Chartway Arena in Norfolk, Virginia. And they start out the show with an Australian tag team match. Sorry, trying to be like Gordon Soley. Anyway, this match pitted Blackpool Combat Club members Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli against the Jericho Appreciation Society himself, Chris Jericho, the Ocho, and the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Daniel Garcia. And of course, Chris Jericho is the current Ring of Honor World Champion. And of course, another thing is, this is the part where I remind everyone that Chris Jericho does have the best entrance music in the majors today. Match starts off with Jericho flipping off and talking trash to the fans. Then started talking trash to Claudio Castagnoli. Castagnoli said enough of that and answered back with those brutal European uppercuts that he's known for. Jericho tags in Daniel Garcia, but he doesn't fare any better. Wheeler gets tagged in, continuing that offense. Tandem hammer and anvil by the BCC on Jericho and Daniel Garcia. That's until Jet Swagger grabs the foot of Jericho to nail the corner dropkick, giving JAS the advantage. Jericho and Garcia were both on Claudio, and they're half the ring until Claudio adjusted Garcia as Garcia had the sneaky sleeper on Claudio, turning it into a vertical suplex. Hot tag to Wheeler, to the delight of the crowd, and he starts clearing house. Claudio shows off his strength again by performing the big swing on Jericho as Garcia was on Claudio's shoulders. Claudio would take out the JAS before hitting the neutralizer for the W. And that was a very good match to start off the show. They got the crowd really hot, ready for more. We have a promo backstage with Bryan Danielson. Bryan made it clear about all his frustrations. Garcia turning against him, Wheeler interrupting him, Bree not putting out. Just kidding. He didn't say anything about the Bree thing. I was just making a joke. Anyway, he has nothing against Sammy but his smug face and stupid vlog. But he's bound to take care of him tonight. Wheeler and Danielson have some heated words here. Seems like they're not getting along too well. Anyway, they started shoving back and forth till Claudio broke it up and said, hey, we'll settle this later. The Jericho Appreciation Society was backstage for an interview too, talked to Tony Schiavone, the voice of my childhood, possibly yours too. Anyway, he's very upset with the loss. He states that the JAS is going after all the Ring of Honor gold, and he challenges any former Ring of Honor champion to face him. Wait, what's that? Okay, we had some kind of commercial break in between there too. Looked like Thanos did the snap on the Elite, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega. We should be so lucky, huh? Next up, we have Swerve and Our Glory. Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee against the FTR, Dax Harwood and Wheeler or Cash Wheeler. I noticed they had a little pre-order advertisement for the upcoming AEW game. Gonna have to check that out. See when it comes out. Anyway, both competitors in the ring, but the match don't start yet because the Acclaim come out to watch, which means it's singing time again for the crowd. This time, Norfolk's version of "Oh, Scissor Me Daddy." Can't make this stuff up, people. It's there. Check it out. Anyway, early back and forth, feeling out process by Swerve and Cash until Cash got the upper hand. Tagged in Dax, they did a little bit of double teaming. Swerve would get away from Dax, tag in the big man Keith Lee, and he would show his athleticism here. And kudos to FTR too for they had a much part making this look good as Keith Lee did. Anyway, he did a leapfrog drop down into a crossbody block on both members of FTR. The ending saw a miscommunication between Swerve and Keith Lee. Keith Lee wound up hitting Swerve as he was on apron holding Dax. Dax will roll up Keith Lee for a 2 count. Swerve took an opportunity to give Dax a nut shot while Dax was against the ropes, and neither the ref nor Lee was looking. This allows Lee to hit his slam for the 3 count, which gave Swerve in Our Glory the win, and they are the new #1 contenders for the AEW World Tag Team Champions. Now, while this was going on, Gun Club held Cash Wheeler on the outside of the ring against the barricades. After the match, the Guns would come back and attack FTR, but the Acclaim made the save. Sierra interview with Renee gets interrupted by Britt Baker. Sierra did not like this one bit, and before anything got out of hand, Renee told him, "Hey, cool it, we'll do this another time." Next up, we have promo time with MJF. He comes out to a positive crowd response, and he does his little shindig. Then he also promises not to use the Dynamite Diamond Ring in his match coming up against Moxley. Stokely Hathaway will come up, and MJF tells him hands off on Jon Moxley. Nobody lays a hand on him. Wonder what's going to happen now. Now this right here is probably the match of the night. The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson against Sammy Guevara. Regal would join commentary again. Sammy gets the shine first with knee strikes and chops. He hits an enziguri and a springboard cutter, going for an early win, but Danielson kicks out at 2. Danielson would take the advantage using strikes and chops of his own. Some more back and forth, near falls and reversals. Danielson would finish off Guevara off after reversing the GTH, then hitting the Poison Rana and the Busaki kick. A few stomps to the face, and Danielson would apply the triangle hold. Sammy didn't give up. He passed out, but still, due to him passing out, your winner was the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. And now it's women's action. And I'm not too proud to tell you the women in AEW is starting to get better. Not quite up to the league of WWE women's division, but of course they're adding a lot of the WWE women's division and on their roster. So hopefully they can come in and teach the AEW women what they know, and that's part of what they're doing, and it's definitely paying off. Anyway, we have Jamie Hayter against Riho. Riho, of course, is joined by the ring by her entourage, Reba and Britt Baker. Anyway, both ladies did get a good crowd response. Hater seemed a little louder, though. They lock up. Hater getting the advantage 2 times by pushing her to the corner. Trash talked Rio. Rio attempted to use her speed, but on the third try, but Hater, knocked her down again and talked some more crap. Rio would get a little shine time, though. She was almost got the pin using the code red, but the numbers game plus Hater being a little bigger will give her the win after a ripcord lariat. We have some more promo time here. This time, Eddie Kingston gives his opinion on the upcoming Mox Pinion match. And we also have a Darby Allin video. Hooray! And it's main event time, and this one was really good too. You had a AEW World Heavyweight Champion Jon Moxley versus Penta El Zero Miedo. Sorry, that's my best Spanish. Yeah, these two tore it up. I mean, Penta had a tope suicide in the match. I didn't write it in my notes, but not a whole lot of high flying flippy stuff in this match. A lot of punches and kicks and brawling, and that's all these guys needed to do. And both these guys are pretty over, and usually have pretty good matches with anybody they work with. Anyway, start of the match, Penta does his usual hand motions. Then Mox just replies and gives him the double birds. Lock up. I just noticed we've had more lockups in this show than we've probably had in the last 3 and 4. I guess somebody might actually heard me say something about on the last episode, saying, "Damn, does anybody know how to lock up?" But I guess they're proving me wrong. They know how to lock up. Anyway, they both exchange chops. Then screw it. They just start throwing hands and kicks and just a lot of back and forth brawling. Penta would get an advantage, sending Moxley to the outside with a thrust kick, and this is where he hit his tope suicida. Moxley would get back to the advantage, shine a little bit more. Penta did get back to upper hand for a little bit. Penta did throw Moxley in the turnbuckle or in the corner. Penta will run towards him, but was met by Moxley's boot and a corner belly-to-belly suplex. The finish saw Penta attempt a springboard move, only to be met with a peregrine shift, followed by the Death Rider. And your winner and still AEW World Heavyweight Champion is Jon Moxley. The show did not end there, as the firm would come in and attack Jon Moxley, really putting a beating to him until MJF comes in. He told him to stop it, berated him a little bit, turned around. Looks like he was yelling at MJ or Moxley as well. Then once he turned around, he was met with a big boot, and the firm attacked MJF. And bunch of kicks, boots, just beat down. Ethan Page had almost a razor's edge, but just like the border toss that Hot Stuff Hernandez used to do, or that's what he called it. Then they took him outside, put him through a table, and that's how the show ends. Good show. I mean, a lot of good matches here. I'm not going to deny AEW brings the action a whole lot better than the WWE. Where AEW really likes to me is the credible storytelling. Say for the end here, where They attacked MJF. I mean, my question is, so does this attack make MJF a full babyface now? Even though in interviews he said he doesn't want to be one, which is okay, fine. But which one of these guys will give the money match with MJF for his first championship program if he wins? Morrison and Page, they're okay. They're pretty good, but they're not main event players right now. Of course, the Gun Club, they're a tag team. They're going for tag team gold. I forgot what I read before, and somebody complained about it, but I totally agreed with them that it seems like everybody's part of the gang. It's like, hey, this ain't West Side Story. Everybody doesn't need to be in a gang. But like I said, if the attack on MJF does make a full babyface, and who's going to have his first big program with, or first championship program? You want to start off on the right foot and have a good opening opponent. Give your first title event to have good ticket sales and buy rates or ratings if they just put the match on TV. But how does it make sense though that the same people who basically won him the Money in the Bank chip, I don't know I forgot what they called it. I know in WWE they somebody's got to walk around with a briefcase because it's the Money in the Bank. MJF's had to walk around with a big poker chip. Anyway, but yeah, how does that make sense that the same people who won the chip for him, and how long has it been? Well, it ain't been really that long. I mean, what, a month later? A few weeks later? They attack him? Now, of course, this could all be a swerve, and they actually help MJF win. Okay, cool, but then storyline wise, why put him through the table, which could have caused him to get, storyline injured, or actually injured. Things that have happened before. Or will it be Regal that helps MJF win the championship, which causes none of this to make sense whatsoever? I just think, hey, no offense to Tony Khan, I think he, he's let him be a money man, let him be the GM or whatever, but he needs a booker or head of creation or whatever they call it these days. It's like, dude, don't you part own a NFL football team that has a GM or a general manager, head coach with the position coaches, plus nutrition coaches and so on and so forth? Fine, okay, you let Tony Khan be the general manager, hire, fire, whatever, and sit down on the the booking meetings or whatever. And you already have coaches there or people who can coach, or it seems like they are coaching. Like Arn Anderson, Billy Gunn, Chris Jericho is basically oh gosh, I can't remember that Paul Newman's character's name in Slapshot. Great movie, best hockey movie in the world. But anyway, Chris Jericho is basically being that. He's the player coach. But now you need a head coach, a person that goes, hey, this is our game plan. You here, then two of you here with these guys. In other words, you guys and girls have a program with these guys and girls. This is the ending of those stories. Let's get together, plan all this stuff out, and hopefully achieve in telling a great story that will draw money and will stay consistent and seemed a little credible. Anyway, I know that's my 2 cents for what it's worth. Probably ain't really worth nothing, but that's just how I feel about it. So anyway, this is I'm going to kind of end this right here. Again, if you like it, share, subscribe to my channel, like it, leave a comment below the video. Give me your opinions on the show and the creative process in AEW. I mean, I'm not saying WWE's is, pitch perfect. They do have dumb ideas sometimes, but at least it's a little more cohesive. They put things in the right spot. I mean, of course, they got to adjust if something happens, and of course they would too. But I think they're on the right track. They do, be the alternative. I try not to be on this major soapbox about this, but it's like, I get it. Okay, do the right thing. Like I say, you got coaches there right now. Arn Anderson, I think Paul White, the Big Show, he's one of the coaches. You got the Nightmare, or the American Nightmare training school. I think it's still in Norcross. I forgot the head trainer's name. I apologize. I'm just not good with names today. Should have wrote this down. But he's a head. I mean, do let these guys do independence and whatnot. But like I said, it's excuse me, didn't hit the cough button. I mean, bring a wrestling. You don't need a bunch of TV writers like WWE has. I don't think anybody really is a fan of that. But you do need a head booker, and I mean, get the talent together, of course, and say, hey, Jericho is going to be now in a feud with Yuta Wheeler. He's trying to make some. The end game is make him better. Probably put the Ring of Honor championship on him. Then they should do the smart thing and let Ring of Honor have their own show and run smaller arenas. But anyway, make that your, developmental territory. Of course, y'all heard everything I said, even though I act like I'm whispering. Anyway, I kind of lost track of what I was saying there. But anyway, have Jericho, Yuta Wheeler, Arn Anderson say, okay, we're going to have a 6-month plan. This is the end. This is how we want to end it. Let's tell a story. Let it all make sense. This match ends this way. A few weeks later, y'all might have another match or a tag team match again. Or Yuta goes through the whole. Like I said, I'm not a booker, I'm just speaking out my rear end right now. But those guys, they know what to do. Jericho knows what to do. You bring a booker in there, I don't know. Just for the heck of it. I know Bill Eddie used to book back in the day. I doubt they'll hire him because he's. I don't know if he wants that headache or he's pretty much I mean, he wrestled back in the 70s and 80s as a masked superstar. Then through the 80s as a member of Demolition acts. So yeah, I think he does a few little independent shows here and there. I mean, I don't know if he will want to. Anyway, I'm just giving it a name. Bill Eddie, the Master. Bring him in, head booker. Okay, what do you got? Okay, and basically did what Vince would do, and I'm pretty sure Triple H is doing now, is filling in the holes, filling in the gaps, making sure everything kind of works right. And who knows, it might work. Things might look consistent, incredible, and credible, not incredible. Those guys in the ring, they know what to do. Teach them how to do promos. You don't need to write word for word. Say, hey, here's the bullet points. Tell them what you got. Okay, that don't sound good. Here, why don't you try to say this and this? Okay, try not to, try and make them remember everything, but they say, hey, try that. How's it feel? Okay. Okay, go work on it. I mean, you're not going to remember everything, but you do got, 2 minutes to go up there and talk about it. So, good luck. And here's the pointers I gave you, which Arn Anderson knew how to do promos. So he could probably coach him on that, or whoever's been agent or producer, whatever you call it. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now because, like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm never been in the business. But I'm just thinking if I was a billionaire, or, if I, came in some money and, bought try to start an independent promotion, this is what I'll do, because I'm not a booker. It's like, look, I would like to sit in. I'll probably be more of I like to more, scout people and say, hey, if we're, then meet, if I see somebody, it's people I like, say, hey, if we ever have a spot for you, need you, we'll give you a call and whatnot. But, and that's another thing. It's like, don't just hire all these people and have really nothing for them to do. Anyway, shut up. I'm going to shut up now. This is, like I said, it's just my opinion, my 2 cents for what it's worth. Anyway, hope you guys have a good one. Take it easy, and I'll see y'all next time. Also, check out the friends of the show, Eco Life Natural, where you can purchase yourself some customized journal notebooks, handmade 100% rose water, soaps, along with liquid soaps, and body scrubs. Check them out on www.ecolifenatural.com or check them out on Facebook. That's Eco Life Natural.